First of all, I want to continue the tradition of thanking our fans. They're loud, they're into the game, and they still stay until the very end. We're very grateful for that. I want to compliment our guys to play the way they did against a real quality McNeese team and program is a good sign going forward. I thought we were incredibly unselfish on both sides of the ball. Our ability to guard one-on-one, how active we were in the gaps to support each other, and then how well we covered each other's back as far as flying around. And when there were mistakes made, there was multiple efforts to get it fixed. And then offense, when there's a margin like there was in the second half, there aren't very many teams that can put aside their own personal stat line and things like that for the better of the team. And I thought we played really, really good basketball for 32 minutes against, like I said, a team that we really respect. So we'll take some questions.
Dusty, it's kind of natural to let up when you're up big. What about this team allows it to turn 15-point leads to 25 to 40 and keep it there?
I just think our spurtability, when you defend the way we defend, and it just you stay with it, and then you're going to turn some of those stops into baskets when you're as lethal and you have the passing ability that we have, the lethal passing and whatnot in transition. And we didn't shoot the ball well. I thought we missed a lot of really good looks that we typically make. And so, we've got to bang in shots if we want to play at our highest level. But and even that last group, we weren't happy with the way the game finished. And the main reason is because we think those guys are good and they have a bright future playing this game. So when you have a chance to play, and they're playing against McNeese's top 10 guys. Their 1 through 10 is about the same. So they're playing against starters that are going to be an NCAA tournament team. And so you want those guys to show their work that they put in on a daily basis because they battle our starters and do a good job. So, but the rotation guys, I want to tip my cap to them to play with the unselfishness that they do is that's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, Dusty, I guess non-conference play is over with other than Duke game later on, but can you reflect back and capsulize this non-conference slate, and did this exceed your wildest dreams of how much you've dominated these teams other than the 2 games early on?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said that we as a group felt like we would have this margin, just because we know how difficult that is, and we have such respect for the teams we played. But we can come at you in waves. There's not much drop off with any rotation, and I think our guys' commitment to defending and rebounding is why we've been able to separate and make the spurts that we have. Because we were 7th for the first few games. We were good. We're maybe 5 to 10 defensive efficiency, and once our guys decided to go for that top spot and try to be the absolute best, our projections looked a little bit different. And it's as long as we don't change, we'll be in position to win a lot of games if we continue to defend like we are.
Yeah, it seemed like Morez came out really aggressive early on, finished with a team high in points and rebounds. What do you see from him tonight?
That's the thing about our guys. I think he took what the game gave him. McNeese switches, so he had a matchup advantage, and I thought he created great position, and I thought he was an animal on the glass. And we haven't been good enough on the offensive glass. I think we challenged our guys to get at least a minimum of 40% this game and hopefully 50%, and we got 48% of our misses back. And so that's another layer of us taking the next step, because there are going to be nights when teams play well offensively, and there's going to be some outlier games, and you hope they don't fall in the same game that you don't make shots. And if they do, then you got to find ways to get it off the glass and in other ways. So we're just trying to be as diverse as you possibly can be, so you minimize risk in ways you could lose throughout the season.
Yeah, Dusty, in your assessment, how ready is this team to take on the grind of the Big Ten schedule? It's dead ahead now.
I mean, all signs point towards us being a really mature group, that we're not going to take anyone lightly. We're not going to make certain games bigger than they need to be, and our ability to stay the course and play at a really even keel is something that we're going to need to have and be able to lean on, especially in the environments we're going into. And now the target's going to be even bigger on our back. Our target's going to be similar to what some of the more traditional or recent traditional programs have on a nightly basis. So it's going to be a great challenge, but I believe our guys are up for the challenge. I know they're going to prepare to put ourselves in position to win on a nightly basis.
Yeah, switching gears a little bit. Football hired Kyle Whittingham over the weekend. I was just curious if you knew anything about him and what your message would be to him as a guy who also had success elsewhere and then steps into a program with the resources that Michigan has.
Well, as far as message to him, he doesn't need any message from me. He's been doing it for a long time, and I've heard only great things about him. I have a couple friends that actually played basketball at Utah. They're connected to that university, and immediately after him getting the job, they were sending me messages about how much we're going to enjoy working with him and cheering for his teams. And so I'm a fan. You know, I think his ability to coach ball is obviously at the highest level. He seems like a really balanced family guy, and so I'm sure he's someone that I'll lean on for some advice and enjoy learning from, because he's done this at a high level for a long time. He's very, very well respected in college athletics.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions for the team or personally?
No, several of us made sacrifices for the season. So I'm not a big New Year's resolution guy, just because they don't usually work. So no, I don't remember it. I don't make it to New Year's, to be honest, and I usually don't make New Year's resolutions. So I'll probably just sit this one out.
How about being 50 years old? Was that?
Well, that's a little bit insulting. I'm 49 at midnight. I think I'm 49 at midnight, December 30th, 1976. I lose track of that and I forget. I'm really, really bad with dates and things like that. You can ask my wife. She'll attest. So, yeah, it's just, once again, to be doing something that I absolutely love to do with a group of people that we're doing it with at my age is, man, to be almost a half a century old and to love going to work every day and be very grateful for who you get to go to work with is pretty that's the accomplishment that I'm looking for.